Anybody here? Nobody here. Hello, not a lurker. I'm gonna go make some coffee. Um, Tesla Bull is here. If you have any questions, just ask Tesla Bull. Oh God. Fuck. Fuck me. Get out of here. Well, hello. Hello and welcome. And welcome and hello, you stupid, stupid turds. You should be working. Definitely not watching this live stream, but here we are, folks. Fate has brought us together once again on a Thursday. It is what the hell is it? October 19th. I needed to clean my glasses probably instead of get a coffee, but I needed both. Um so that's how that one worked out. Guys, I wanted to talk with you today a little bit about Tesla and the larger EV space. Some of you who have known me for a while know that I was an early Tesla investor, got in the stock. Shortly after the Model 3 came out, I'm living my entire adult life in the Los Angeles area, more specifically, sort of the Manhattan, Hermosa, LAX, El Segundo area. And if some of you know the area, it is very heavy on large aerospace defense contractors. So there's just a ton of aerospace engineers, other engineers, of course, Tesla, SpaceX, everyone from Raytheon to Northrop Grumman. They have just massive facilities in El Segundo, Manhattan Beach. So if you're fortunate, like I am, to live right by the beach and in a very expensive area, a lot of your neighbors, besides the lawyers and the doctors and the movie producers and these types of folks, a lot of them tend to be engineers. And I don't know if you guys know a lot of engineers. I am certainly not intelligent enough to have gone into engineering. Obviously, not only do you need to know math and like practical applications of physics and all kinds of other things, but I think also to be a good engineer, you also have to have a certain approach to the world, where not everything is theoretical. You're actually trying to solve problems. You're willing to make compromises. And you understand that you know to actually get things done, you have to have a certain worldview, have a certain approach that maybe certain academics don't have. That the thinking is a little bit, um I don't know, less open-minded, you might say. Like, engineers are looking for solutions, engineers are looking for applications. So um I started to look around, and I started seeing all these Teslas. Now, of course, I knew of Tesla, the Model S, model. I knew these were vehicles that cost, well into the six figures, totally out of my price range, guys. I don't like depreciation. So I don't buy brand new vehicles. I like certified used vehicles. And I just like somebody else absorbing that 30% depreciation that you take right when you drive. So it wasn't even like on my radar screen to buy $100,000 like Tesla, you know. And I started seeing these Model 3s and I was like, okay, you see them pop up, you're like, oh, that's interesting. And I started asking people who were driving these things. I'm like, oh, so, why'd you buy it? And they start talking about it. Everyone who I saw, like, of the people I was talking to, um, a lot of them were engineers, these early Tesla adopters, and they're telling me about what's so unique about the vehicle, um, why they're buying it, why it's so revolutionary, how they make it, and I started looking at it. I've already, been a stock investor, but I was not in the EV space, and I remembered when I went to school in San Diego, I used to see the GM electric car. I'd seen the movie Who Killed the Electric Car, and it never made sense to me that there was not an EV option. I mean, you saw it with like golf carts, with trains, you saw it with the sort of inner city rails where they run off electric tracks overhead. And you think, how can we go to the moon? How can we have satellites that function for decades on battery and solar technology? Yet everything we're doing is still ice. It's still internal combustion. Didn't So I actually invested in Tesla, I think, probably early 2019. And I didn't have a ton of money or anything. It's not like I'm one of those like Tesla mega rich people. Right? It was a modest amount, but it was very, very good to me. The last time I got into Tesla, it was like low 120s. I have my core position that I never touch, but I also trade in and out of the stock because it goes so insane. So I almost sold, but I'm like, I just got so because I knew there was pain here, but I almost sold that position, not again, not my core position, but my trading shares, and I was like, man, I cannot take 100% gain on the short term capital gain, and my mindset is I believe in this stock long term anyway. So any gains that I would have, even if it dropped like 20, 30, I would have completely had that eaten up in capital gains tax. So and of course, you guys know about like the wash rule and all these things. So it's not, to me, it's, unless you're like really a trader, which I'm not. It's not really smart to jump in and out of these stocks so often. Let me take you over to the big board, so you don't have to look at my mug. I'm a little bit tired, but feeling pretty good, guys. Hope you guys are doing well on this fair Thursday. Want to send a big shout out to Cutes and Princess J, holding it down, working hard. I love you guys. Thank you for all your love and support. Couldn't appreciate you guys more, and especially you, Princess J. You're probably not watching because you are far too beautiful and intelligent to spend your time here on my channel. And I salute you for your good judgment. But for those of you that are here, we are talking Tesla. The stock I've never talked Tesla before, and people's always asking me, like, why are you love China? You talk about Neo, but you never talk about Tesla. You never talk about I'm like, guys, nobody knows about Neo, what they're actually doing, because we're not in China. Like, there's a million people on YouTube talking about Tesla, most of which are, I think, completely unrealistic fools. That's just my opinion. Um, my napkin math says that if you think Tesla is going to build 3 new factories a year for the rest of the decade, and they're going to increase production by 50% every single year, you're just an idiot. You've never built anything. You don't know how anything works. You don't understand the regulatory environments in different countries like Germany and Mexico. You can't just throw up multiple factories per year of this size and scope. And I know they have some great executives coming out of China, and I know they're expanding in China. And guys, I love Tesla. It's a great company. it's not a political thing for me. It's not like, oh, if I invest in Tesla, I'm endorsing, Elon Musk politics. That's not what investing is for me. I don't believe in like necessarily this altruistic invest. I don't buy tobacco companies. That's one thing I don't buy because I hate that product. I hate what tobacco does to people, and I choose things like I'm not going to invest in gun companies, and I'm not anti-gun. I'm a gun owner, but I just like there's certain industries I just don't like the way they operate in terms of like the pushing. Um, I believe, and I'm not saying like ban tobacco, and I believe in people's right to do what they want, but I just believe the way some of these industries operate is really just wicked, and I don't want to be a part of it. But that's not to say, people are so dumb. They're like, oh, why don't you push Tesla? Don't push Chinese companies. It's like, dude, Elon Musk is over there in China. He's doing exactly what they tell him in terms of data. They're building the cars for Europe in China. Like the Tesla's business is China, like a lot of it. It's not just US. Like don't be naive. Even American companies like they're getting car parts from China. Everything you buy is made in China or Asia or somewhere. So, guys, the world economy is real, and American car companies, if they're going to survive, which I don't think they are, they need the Chinese market. China, China, India. These are the growth markets. I mean, America, as far as vehicles, is saturated. That's why Tesla's having to cut prices, cut margins, with these high interest rates, people are just not going to buy new vehicles. They're going to just keep their cars running longer and longer. There's a complete glut of used cars. Those prices are crashing. Um, so Tesla's in a little bit of a tough spot short term right now, which is obviously reflected in the ER. It's reflected in the price action today. With the stock down 21 big dollars or about 9%. It's recovered off of this low. The day range all the way down to 218, and that's come back up. Volume is quite strong at 104 million shares. And by the way, Toper time check. It's 9:30 a.m. out here in beautiful, dreary, overcast, rainy Los Angeles over here on the Pacific Ocean. It is October 19, 2023. Of course, Tesla reported yesterday after the bell. So this is the first time the returders, have had an opportunity to dump their shares like the weekend turds. That they are, but they'll probably buy back even lower because returders tend to sell the dip and smell the rip, and that's why I wouldn't trade in and out too much. I know it seems pretty obvious sometimes when like if you didn't know based on the deliveries and based on what these price cuts were going to do to their margins that this was going to be some pain here, you should have known. Like everything was screaming this direction. So, um, stock had gone up off of. I remember, like I said, I was just buying 122. It wasn't all that long ago. But anyway, guys, let's see if anybody's here. What the hell is going on? Why am I doing this stream? Oh right, 12 brave souls here. Not a lurker, of course. Beach Boy, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello and welcome, gentlemen. It's Un Poco Mas. By the way, we give you just a little bit more. Whether you like it or not, whether you need it or not, whether you asked for it or not. Um, Listen to the rerun, not a lurker. Thanks for stopping by. Hello, Piet. Hello from Belgium. Hello, good sir or ma'am. I'm not exactly sure if that. Oh, you're a gentleman. I'm sorry. My screen. I have this secondary screen that I bought for like 40 bucks on eBay. My second monitor. It's like very janky. It's. It was for some game with like low resolution, so I can't really like see what the hell's going on in the comments because honestly, guys, I don't monetize this channel, so I'm not spending a ton on equipment. I don't have one of those like booms and that like $600 microphone everyone has. I have this Audio Technica microphone and works great. I hope you can hear me, but it's not 600 bucks. It's like 100 and something dollars. So I'm like, I don't know, guys. This isn't like a super professional operation. So, you get what you get. But anyway, guys, I sharted. You know, I am the shart master. I tried to shart this thing for you. Um, so what's going on here, guys? What's really going on? Like, there's no big problem, guys. If you want to talk turkey, let's talk turkey. I mean, we're talking support at 209. This thing loved that level back in 2001 for like 5 months. Made that astronomical, assholical, aspholical run into the COVID stay at home free money pump. You know, chronic raw masturbating Gen Z anime porn pump that it had there. And then, obviously, you can see what's happened since, guys. Lower highs, not really lower lows. Now you could say lower lows, but then higher lows. It's really at that 208, 210 area. That area, if you want to characterize it that way, oh, it's some good coffee. The key, remember that fucking scenario on Curb Your Enthusiasm? They just kept milking that plot line with Mocha Joe. He's like, God, that show got terrible a little. I love Larry David. The show was so funny, but I mean, Lewis, I mean, it's worth it alone for Lewis. And he's like, honey. Um, but that's the best part of the show is Lewis. But anyway, that Mocha Joe plot line just on and on. Like, you gotta have the beans. He's like, you don't have the beans, Mocha Joe. It's like, dude, give me a fucking break already. Write some material. Come up with some ideas. The coffee wars. Mocha Joe. It's just not funny, guys. It's not funny. It's not fun and it's not funny when you do it like this. To quote Billy Crystal. Um, in any case, guys, I think I was talking about Tesla. I was talking about this chart. Um, I would start to worry if we break down below 208. I would get concerned. It would pique my interest. My spidey senses would be tingling. I still wouldn't put in a stop loss. I will never use stop losses. I won't do it. When I started out, I lost too much money on volatile stocks. With stop losses. It's just like understand what you're doing, watch the stock. If you want to set a stop loss, set it where you really want to sell the stock, not where you're going to try to buy back in like a, hamster on crack and, end up regretting it. But guys, over the long term, if you're a long term Tesla holder, which I am, I don't see any problem with the chart. The chart looks really good to me. Um, yes, I mean, when the stock gets high, people sell off, people take profits, whether you're Kathy Wood or, Joe Sixpack. It's like people feel that the stock being, overbought, it sells off, but it also overreacts. I mean, you see the stock go from 300 here to, all the way down almost to 100 in, oh, what's that? Uh, 922 in 3 months. I mean, the stock goes from 300 to 100. I mean, why? Did this? What's the effect? I mean, over time, there are certain truths, and these truths are self-evident, or I don't know if they're self-evident, but people talk on YouTube like Tesla is just going to take over the entire world. There's going to be a Tesla bot valet opening the door to your Tesla robo taxi and kicking your fat happy ass in the door with throwing your luggage in beside you. I think Tesla robo taxi is going to model their robotic driver on John Winger from Stripes. Like, I don't want to take this from you, and they're just gonna park on a bridge and block traffic. It's like, I love that scene. And he's driving the cab. He picks up the old lady, the wealthy old lady. He's like, "Oh, what's your name?" She's looking at his cab license. Winger. He's like, "Yeah, I'm Winger." He's like, she just says right to him, like, "You look like a typical low life character to me." He's how, how are you supposed to react to that? That's some really, really good writing. I think, did Harold Ramis write that movie? If anybody knows, address it over in the chat, not down in the comments. We're live. I forgot we're live, guys. I'm a little bit tired. Been really working hard, really, really burning the midnight oil, really grinding away, and also trying to keep my eye on my stocks, keep my eye on the prize, keep my eye on the bottom line. But wanted to talk about a couple of different aspects. And you can see, guys, even over the shorter term, this has been a really critical level. Any place the stock has either changed direction other than this kind of support and resistance line, anywhere it's changed, and I realize, guys, these lines aren't perfect. I mean, this is reality. It's messy. Anybody who draws these lines and tries to connect them and tries to make too much of them, it's not real. It's like they go down where the computers push them. It's not. They don't respect these wedges. Like, it's not cheese, guys. It's not pizza. If you don't pizza, you're not gonna have a good time. Um, to quote that ski instructor from South Park. Boy, I have some weird quotes today. But anyway, guys, I think everything's looking pretty good on the chart. I wouldn't get worried unless the stock goes down about another 12 bucks. And then, you have decisions to make, guys. Is it going to go back to 100? You know, is the weakness, this is the issue. This is why I'm not worried about Tesla, is the issues are short term. The issues are macro. The issues are not somebody is building a better mousetrap than Tesla. Somebody has jumped ahead of Tesla in supercomputing or full self driving or robotics or battery technology or battery capacity. I mean, I know GM is working on that ultimatum battery where they give you get an ultimatum. It's like you're either not going to charge it, we're not going to give you this, we're not going to give you that. And you're like, "Are you giving me an ultimatum?" They're like, "You're goddamn right we are. We're General Motors. Go fuck yourself." Like, you're going to charge you $100,000 for a pickup truck and give you a 5.3-liter gas engine, and we're going to give you in a plastic interior, and if you don't like it, right here, buddy. Like, oh, thank you. Let's keep buying that truck. The Cybertruck's not out yet. So, shocker. Elon, product delays, full self driving. A lot of you turds have been paying for that service for many years. That doesn't even exist yet. And then, I know it's in beta. I know the deal, guys. I'm not ignorant to anything Tesla. I've got Tesla coming out my eyeballs. I have tenants and people who work at Tesla. I know I have a very good understanding of what's happening at Tesla. So, um, in any case, guys, I'm not a Tesla basher. I'm just saying Elon promises things on timelines that are just made up. Whether it's Cybertruck, full self driving, like it's going to be out in 2020. It's going to be out. You have to know it's not true. Like, you're not there yet. So when you're almost there. They're smart people in these companies. So you just kind of, it's puffery, as Trump might say. It's not lying. It's puffery. It's marketing. Fair enough, but reality is there's no revenue from the Cybertruck. He's saying don't expect anything anytime soon, and I think initially, however many units they're able to make, the margins are going to be terrible because it's difficult to build. I mean, I've seen Sandy Monroe talking about how revolutionary, but how difficult, and the tolerances he wants on that aluminum, and it's bending steel, bending sheets. It's difficult. I mean, I know they have a process. The machine that builds the machine, they're gonna get it. There's no doubt they're gonna get it, but it's gonna be a bumpy, tough road to make that thing absolutely perfect. When do they actually get mass production going? It's hard to really take Tesla management, because there's a couple things. They lay out these realistic roadmaps and they give some realistic information on the calls, but then they just give completely unrealistic macro longer timelines. It's like, is full self driving going to be out before you get your Cybertruck? Who knows? Because it was all going to be out 5 years ago, and it just, so you have to just, instead of listening to when Elon says things are going to be out, look at when they're actually going to be out. Because the new Model 3 is out in China, and to me, that's far, far, far more important than the Cybertruck. Like, Cybertruck's not going to be, I don't think, an important product in China right away at all, or at all. The new Model 3 that has a lot of improvements and modernization, if you'd say that, Tesla's always modernizing, but the China is the battleground. China is where this thing's happening. China is where the competition's coming from in EV, full self-driving. China's where the batteries are coming from. I mean, some of them are Japanese companies, but I mean, when you look at BYD, CATL. Sorry, I get these acronyms mixed up. China is the leader in EV. I mean, it's like they are going full bore. China has a lot of environmental issues. They have power grid issues. They have, China does not even allow like ICE vehicles in certain cities, like new licenses. So they are aggressively pushing EV. But guys, let me go to my whiteboard. There's like nobody here. There's like 10 people. Um, uh, Colonel Chess. If dry powder ready to buy more. The whale. Hey guys, what's going on? Oh, and manager's back. He's talking SoFi. What's up, guys? How you doing? Um, yeah, I'm also buying SoFi. Let's talk. We could talk SoFi here in a minute. I'll end this horrible live stream. But guys, I want to run down some things I wrote on my whiteboard. So these are just sort of the larger reasons. Yeah, interest rates are problematic. The recession will be problematic. The glut of used cars is problematic. But will it be long term death? People are talking about SoFi on the brand, but people are talking about Tesla being in this death spiral. I just don't see it. Tesla's going to be fine if you're realistic. Now, could the price come down? Yes. Um, like I said, I wouldn't get worried until it comes down quite a bit more, but I think it's going to bounce back off of not this bottom line here, but this line here. This long red candle will often lead to a reversal. It did there, but this is an abrupt candle and it's on earnings, so it's kind of a different ball game. But let's go to the whiteboard and just chatter off these idiotic points, and then I'll get you guys back to your anime and whatever the hell else you're doing. So long term, ice is dead and EV is the future. If anybody doubts this, go to Europe, go to China, go to the places that are more cutting edge. America has been somewhat resistant to this change, but long term, guys, as the cost of EV gets much lower than the cost, and ice vehicles are just very complex, and the maintenance and repair is very costly. EV is just a better mousetrap. I love hot rods and classic cars, particularly Chevy C10 trucks, older GM vehicles, but don't mind me some Mopar. I like some Mopar, but I don't like Fords. I've owned many Fords, but I just don't like them. Even my Fords I hate. But I love to hate Ford, and you know my dad had a Ford, a beautiful Ford truck. So it's not like I really hate Ford, but I just want to, you got to say which car companies you hate. It's like football. Like I don't hate other teams, whatever. Um, it's not life and death for me. But anyway, guys, I forget what I was talking about. I was going to go to the whiteboard. Um, I am planning to trade. I am going to buy low and sell high. Like I was just buying at 720. I thought that was really good. Um, I long term MGR manager. You're the general manager of this entire internet, as far as I can tell. The way these people respect your opinion, but it's really hard for me. I don't decide in advance. I'm gonna sell at 10 and then buy at 8. I don't. That's just not how I operate. Last time I sold $100,000 worth at 11.50, and then I bought those shares back at between 8.30 and 8.40, and then when it went down to 7.20, I bought a bunch more. That was not. I know it's the smart thing to do is have a plan and trade your plan. What is that dude Luke he used to wear sunglasses on YouTube? Um he would always say that, like, if you don't have a plan, get the fuck out. Buy an index fund. Put your money under your mattress, put your thumb up your butt, do something. But he's like, have a plan. If you don't have a plan, your emotions take over and you go back to the hamster on crack mentality and you just end up fucking yourself over big time. So it depends what happens, manager. I just try to make sure that I just have a good sense with SoFi. I've been following the stock minute by minute since it came on the board as a SPAC. I had a ton of IPOE units. I believe in this company. I know numerous people who work for the company. Yeah, that would have been a nice one, not a lurker. But any case, yeah, I sold right at the top, manager. I got, I was fortunate. I'm like I saw it petering out. I just was looking at the options. I was looking at the order book and um yeah, I did too. I had units and I had to do a cashless exercise because, the price was down. So the conversion wasn't great on the units. But, anytime you're dealing with a unit, hey, those are nice units. You guys gotta watch out for certain people. People that like anybody that what's up, Roland Dubs? Big up to Roland Dubs, probably like my one of my most OG supporters here on my channel. One of I think my first subscribers, Roland Dubs. Good to see you, man. Thanks for popping in my Tesla stream here. But guys, if you, I know I'm a SoFi guy. I'm like more of a more of a turd. And you guys have plenty of people you listen to on Tesla. But I'm saying for realsies, I was in Tesla before all these YouTube people because I was seeing them on the streets. I was talking to the engineers who were buying them. I was talking to the engineers who were building and designing. I talk to people. That's my strength as an investor. It's like Jeremy Irons again. I love the movie Margin Calls. Like, I assure you, it's not brains that got me here. All I do is predict what the music's gonna do next week, next year, next month. Oh, he's like, people are, what the fuck is this guy on? He's the CEO, and the Demi Moore's like, the fuck, and that other like little guy from Boy Superman show who's like the CEO, or I guess he's the chairman, he's the CEO or something, or I don't know. I didn't read the IMDb to get all the titles, but I digress, guys. I'm rambling as I'm wont to do. I have to get back to work here soon, guys, but I just wanted to express why I'm holding Tesla. I said I was going to go to the whiteboard, and I just never went to the whiteboard. Because I am very tired. I've only had 1.5 cups of coffee. My doctor told me I have to drink less coffee. Um, Freaking turd. What did he do? Go to medical school, get a specialty. What does he know? I have a political science degree. I studied economics. I think I know how much coffee I can drink. I'm a big boy. A very big boy. And that's another medical problem. Lose some weight. You turds. Um, Stop shoveling food in like a fucking trough. Stop it, America. Eat some veggies. They're delicious. You just have to not be such a pig. Respond to nothing but sodium and high fructose corn syrup. It's like they removed the high fructose corn syrup. Half of you fat bastards like protested. Like, I know it's gonna kill me, but when I go down to the Cracker Barrel, get me a double chocolate fudge sundae, chocolate avalanche cake, and a triple bypass burger. I want me some high fructose corn syrup and my lemonade, my Arnie Palmies. Give me my fructose and my Arnie Palmies. What are you gonna do? It's freedom, America, America, America's heart attack. Heart attack is America. Um, Anyway, guys, I don't know where I'm going with any of that. I said I was going to go to the whiteboard. I lost my comments. I can't even see if anybody's here. There's 12 people here. I don't know what you guys have to do with your time. I know you're just conversing with each other. Let's see who's talking. We'll be selling at least 300K. Wow, you got a lot of shares, man. Good for you. I don't have that many, but I have a lot. I have. It's definitely my biggest speculative holding. So I assume you're talking about SoFi. If you have 300,000 shares of Tesla, you just, you know, go get on your yacht or your PJ and go do something fun. When it came to the SoFi frenzy with Tanner, come on, yeah. Tanner actually emailed me. Tanner's such a, I don't know Tanner, but I assume he's a really nice guy. He just seems like it. Um, he emailed me, and last week I was trying to do my taxes and I was not feeling well, and it was very short notice. He's like, I'm sorry, short notice, can you come on my show? It's one of his shows. I was like, I'm sorry, I can't, but I think he'll have me back on. I hope so. I really like Tanner, and especially Steve, and I watch Tevis's channel, and Amit's really got me into Palantir. So I really like future investing, SoFi Weekly, fundamentals of investing. I don't remember the name of Amit's channel, but I I really love those guys. I couldn't recommend them. I couldn't recommend them more if you, especially if you're into the fintech space. If you're into like Steve Fiorio, I knew I was like, okay, I have like golf course. Man, the guy's just really like he is very direct and very like data driven, and you get just a tremendous amount of information from him and Tanner. Tanner, I say I'm the chart master. He's the actual chart master because he gives you like real data. I'm sure he actually does that for a living. I think he's a financial guy, financial advisor. So if you want real information, go to a real source, not a turd. You don't need that many turds in your life. What's up, not a lurker? Um, there's no Cracker Barrel in California, but I get down south pretty often. Um, yeah, we're all going to be on your yacht soon. Just look for us. We're the fat, disheveled mob, descending on you with our floaties and our zinc and oxide under our eyes. It's like when the caddies jumped in the pool in Caddyshack. It's that kind of manager's going to see that kind of mob of caddies just descending on his beautiful Tully-craft motor yacht, and he's gonna just immediately throw off the bow line, just throw that thing into gear, just get the fuck out. And we're gonna wait for us, manager. Come on. He's like, I'm sorry, it's now reverse. Like, get you guys next time. Thanks, buddy. You see, it's like when Joe Flaherty was trying to take Shooter McGavin to lunch. Like, I'll be over at the. He was like, hey, you gonna call me Shooter? He's like, yeah, yeah. Like, it's like that kind of like annoyance. He's like, anyway, guys, I don't know where I'm going with this Tesla live stream. I just thought, I'm just not, I wouldn't dump Tesla. I knew it was going to go down, but they're sticking to their guidance for the year. I keep saying I'm going to say what's on this stupid board. Anyway, the importance of battery. People like BYD, they're building units is not hard. The hard part is getting the batteries at a good cost. The rest of the EV, the drive units, a lot of companies make those, like third parties that are good, good equipment. Real estate crash. Yeah, the Chinese economy real estate crash it's already happening. I mean, it's not China's economy is not going away. It's too big. It's too powerful now. The current leader is really not a friend of the economy. But I think if he goes too far, somebody will put a knife in his back. China is. I know he's really centralized power, but where real power lies, like when the right people start disagreeing with these authoritarians who hold a lot of power behind the scenes, somebody puts a knife in the back and they're done. Um, yeah, Payush, I agree with you. If it gets down to that 200 level, like I said, if it breaks 208, but if it breaks 208, I think it could go down further to right in the 173 level. Um 3-day rule, wait for it. What is that? Like if you drop a slice of pizza, you can eat it off the floor for up to 3 days. I agree with you, Payush. Payush is a very wise man. Um, hey, what's up, Yukeko? Good to see you. Payush, you guys don't know this about Payush, but I mean, Payush was the president of a very, very large company, and no, I don't know. I always make up funny stories about Payush, how he stabbed me in a bar fight, but I don't actually know the guy, but he seems pretty awesome. He's always watching my videos, which, you got to be pretty smart, pretty cool. But what else is on this whiteboard? I'm going to read this shit off so I can get out of here. Charging, like, I saw the CEO of Ford was on a, what's up, Carlos Rodriguez? Haven't seen you in a while. Um, yeah, you're right. Carlos Rodriguez is a very smart man. He hasn't been here in a while. I don't know where you've been. I hope you have an excuse. I hope you have a note from your parents or your doctor. But good to see you back. So charging, the Ford CEO was on a road trip. He's like, I can't charge my car. Tesla has a huge lead in charging network. I mean, it's like, I don't mean to be one of these guys like Tesla's lead is insurmountable. It's undeniable. If you don't love Tesla, go fuck yourself, you fucking wanker. I'm like, I'm not one of these guys, but their charging network, it's pretty a lot of these other things, Charge America, Charge EV, plug it up your ass. They don't work that well. They're always broken. Their fucking credit card readers don't even work. People like pee on the thing and it's like, some homeless guy's like charging his iPhone. can't get charging his Obama phone, can't get your fucking car plugged in. And it's like, hey, I'm charging my Obama phone. You can go fuck yourself. I'm about to take shit in this here planter. Like, yeah, I respect the homeless guys. I'm not trying to make light of their plight. So full self-driving, robo taxi delivery, all this stuff, it's gonna happen, guys. People are like, oh, Elon, and I'm one of these guys. We were watching the video earlier. I was like, hey, when's it gonna happen, Elon? Stop promising this thing. Stop selling it for 15 grand. It doesn't even work yet. But it is very close, guys. I know, and that's why you're talking about data. Like, that's why, and this is a good article over on Seeking Alpha. I really like Seeking Alpha. Obviously, they don't pay me anything, but Ahan Vashi, this is a bearish article, but it's got some really good data on the ER and on, what sort of the issues are, why there's so big, why there's so much pressure on margins. Obviously, that's the growth, that's the low deliveries, but still 25%. I mean, it's up 27% year on year. The average sales price was 45,000. That's not too bad. That's going to be higher than the Chinese companies that are outselling Tesla. And guys, Tesla is still profitable while they're growing at this pace. I know there's pressure on their profits, and I understand that, but they just built a massive factory in Germany. These factories cost a lot of money. They're always expanding in China. They're always improving their products. They're spending massive amounts of money building Elon Musk a glass house in Albuquerque or wherever the fuck it is, or Austin. They're spending, they're diverting rivers. They're destroying vast habitats. It takes money. So they're building factories, they're building out charging, they're building out their battery production capacity, they're expanding in China. Um, Tesla spends money, but you can't argue with the growth. You can't argue with the expansion, and they're still profitable, guys. I mean, companies growing this fast barely make, like, people are like, oh, Google makes a ton of money. Like, nah, really? I mean, other companies have better margins, like old school businesses. Like, but Google's not growing like Tesla is. I mean, what the fuck? What the fuck, guys? I don't know where I'm going with any of this, but I do recommend this article if you really want to get inside the numbers. Back to my whiteboard. I'm talking about competition. BYD. BYD is a volume shooter like DeMarcus Cousins or Michael Jordan. Like, they're not a high percentage shooter. So there's dozens of competitors in China. Arizona and Europe are big turds, huge turds. Like Mercedes trying, but America, like these GM Ultimatum batteries, Ford is just, people are having a lot of problems with these electric F-150s. They had a pretty good thing going with that little GM car, but they scrapped that to build their new platform. A lot of people actually really liked that little car, and I don't know why they scrapped it. Like, why couldn't they leave that line open while they get some other things going? But I don't know. People like GMs, like Super Cruise. People like that new Hummer. People, their vehicles right now are like 150,000 or they're 20,000. Like, they don't, like the Volt. Like, fuck the Volt. Like, what a piece of shit. Like, what are the American, and like, they're saying, oh, Mopar and they're whatever. Were they like some fucking Fiat or something? They're about to change their. I don't believe that for a minute. Americans and Europeans are stuck in the past. They're trying to stick an electric motor in a gas vehicle, and it just doesn't work. That's why I'm glad to see like GM scrap it, go from the ground up, but it's a difficult transition because, they're probably 10 years behind Tesla, if not, at least 6 or 7. So I know they have battery technology. I know they're building, and I mean, who was it? CATL or one of these big battery companies just had to pull out of a big deal with Ford, I guess, partially due to the strike. Um, there's just so many challenges in getting where Tesla is. It's like amazing that they've gotten where they are. And they have these factories running and they're building these millions of vehicles. I mean, people like, oh, but you like Neo. I love Neo for the same reasons I like Tesla. I think when you combine battery swap with full self driving, you've got the magic, you've got the secret sauce. And I mean, I know Tesla rejected battery swap, and that's fine. They went with a charging network. I'm not one of these people that's like, oh my God, it's got to be everything or nothing. I have to hate Neo because I love Tesla. This is not how I think. I just try to think about things logically and, go from there. But Tesla combining growth and profits, and that is not easy, you freaking turds. You guys are turds. And if there's one takeaway I want you guys to take from this live stream, it's that you know these weak hand turds, these returders, these swing turders, like you can make money on the stock that way, but I think overall long term Tesla's going to be just fine. I know their margins are under pressure, but this is a shakeout period, guys. They're under a ton of competition. Let's face it, China is giving massive subsidies to all these companies. Like, they're not paying real money for their factories and land. Like, all this stuff is like, it works different over there. Like, growing a real company in America, it's really hard. Like, if you know, like a company like Neo, they were going out of business, and it's basically completely like state run. And I really love Battery Swap. I love what they're doing there. So I'm not bashing any of these companies, but I just think when it shakes out, you know, Neo will be left standing, but Tesla is going to be a market leader. They won't be the only company, and they're not the only company in robotics. They're not the only company building supercomputers, but they're sure as hell the only company doing all these things and combining the very, very impressive growth with actual profits. And yes, those profits are down this quarter. So it's a rough ER any way you slice it, guys. It didn't look great, but if you saw the delivery numbers and you saw their investment in the future, you had to know that this one was going to be just a little bit on the rough side. Um, Playing Oregon Trail in my mom's basement. That's funny. DeMarcus Cousins, yeah. Um, yeah, totally, man. You can't time it. I got lucky last time I bought like low 120s. The stock went to almost 100. Yeah, you have to just average down because you have to just have a sense in your mind. Where's the bottom? Look at the chart. Yeah, we are all turds, manager. I mean, if you humble yourself and you realize you're just a turd and you don't control everything, be a lot happier in life. Like, just read the Tao of Pooh. Like, um, you know, it's like stop fighting everything. You create your own misery. Like, fuck it, guys. Like, is it chill? Like, yeah, it's chill. Fuck. I mean, you lost money today. Is it chill? It's chill. Freaking the stock will come back. Everything will be fine. We're not in a war zone, guys. At least I hope you're not. Like, count your blessings and, stop beating yourself up every time you make a stupid decision because you'll be black and blue for the rest of your life because you're a big dumb turd and that's just the way it is. And there's nothing wrong with that. Love yourself, guys. All your faults, all your bumps, all your bruises, they're just battle scars, guys. We all learn tough lessons, but you just gotta, capital preservation, learn to fight another day. Don't pay too much in taxes. Don't wash. Don't be stupid. Don't be too impulsive. Don't trade in and out. Don't be subject to the emotions that the market makers try to trigger in you. Think for yourself. Understand when stocks are overbought and oversold. And people here are talking about good strategies to use, option strategies, mitigate risk. If you like stop losses, if you like to hedge with options, there's nothing wrong with that, guys. I like to just, go full bore, full conviction. I'm all highway, zero hedge. Like that's just me, guys. But I take losses, but I take big gains too. So I like the swings, guys. I like the swings. He's like, what he is reminds me of Rounders. He's like, I'm off it, man. I'm not playing cards. He's like, Worm's like, what are you catching cold cards? He's like, no, I'm not playing. Just didn't even compute for him. He's not playing poker. He's like, what are you catching cold cards? He's like, no, I'm off it. It's like, no, it just doesn't work. So, if you're gonna buy and sell stocks, like do it intelligently. Don't be a hamster on crack. If you're not a hamster on crack, you're gonna win. If you don't pizza, you're gonna have a good time. So anyway, guys, Noto clause. Yeah, it's okay to be a turd, man. It's okay to be whoever you are. There's too much. We're always judging ourselves far too harshly, and it's like, dude, nobody out there is perfect. Nobody out there has it all together. You just do the best you can. Stop worrying about everything. Shit's gonna happen. Like it reminds me of No Country for Old Men. Like it's not all waiting on you. That's just vanity. And he's like, what are you doing, Llewellyn? He's like, I'm fixing to do something dumber than hell, but I'm gonna do it anyway. It's like, and then he said there was something else he said in that movie. He's like, she's like, aren't you gonna say you're sorry? He's like, hell, baby, things happen. You can't take it back. It's like, and then Maurice Minifield from what's that Northern Exposure at the very end of the movie is like, aren't you gonna be angry? They let him go from prison. He's like the guy who shot him or something. He's like, no. It's like I was angry for a long. He's like, the more time you spend being angry, all that time more's going out the door. You don't even notice it. It's like eventually you just got to get a tourniquet on it. It's like basically talking about how like, resentment and hate and self-pity and all these types of things, they just completely ruin your life. And it's like your mental power to stop thinking that way and just move on, no matter what somebody did, no matter what bad decision maybe you made, whatever happened to you. Like that's kind of the key to contentment, is just to stop that modality of thinking, if you will. But anyway, guys, Lars of Nottingham. Well, hello. You sound like a character from a Ren Fair, and I'm a big Ren Fair man. I just attended my first Ren Fairs, and I have to say, I could get into it. Turding, noto caused, okay to be a turd. How do you do vertical spreads? Yeah, I don't, guys. Here's what I would recommend. Like, if you're gonna go and start doing spreads, I would take a full options course. I more sell covered calls, cash secured puts. That's the only I used to day turd. Um, I used to work with a lot of options. It's just not. I don't have time, guys. I have two other jobs that are more than full time. Um, so I just don't trade options, and I just don't try to give options advice. So I think manager probably knows a lot more about yes, the collateral is stuck. Yeah, I mean, here's the that's the problem with selling options on a stock like SoFi or Tesla is like mostly the time, if you're going to sell options, you want sort of less volatility because you want to take advantage of the time decay and just, keep the money, like, keep the premiums. That's the whole deal with options, guys, is just let time decay work for you and keep the premium. But it's hard with these stocks that are going from 11 to 7 in like overnight. I mean, how do you plan for that? It's very difficult. The people who are making money on those options already know the price action's coming, and I don't know. I'm not in the loop. I'm not in that group text where all the market makers plan everything. Um, thanks, Pete. Hey, cool man. Central Park. Play aerobic, cool. Um, yeah, what is that? Do like disc golf or something? What the hell is aerobie? I remember something called aerobie that was like a frisbee, but I don't know if that's what it is. Anyway, guys, yeah, inflation is still high. Yeah, inflation is high, but yeah, I mean, other countries run like 100% inflation, 200%. I don't think 5% inflation is worth crashing the entire economy. You pull it down over time. I mean, our currency's already a joke, guys. Um, not that much. Yes. Yeah, it's a disc. Yeah, that's what I thought, Pete. Yeah, I agree with you. With options, you need too much brain. Yeah, well, or you need a system like Felix and Friends. Hello, hello, everybody. Hello, Neo. It's like, yeah, you have to know those trades and how to put the trades together. If you're trying to do both sides of a strategy with your own knowledge, you really have to know what you're doing. You need the set it and forget it type of trades. That's why I like covered calls. I mean, you pick your strike and you know where you'd sell the stock. And I just would write covered calls with like 10% of my position. I'm not going to get called away for all my SoFi shares. Like, whew, I would have a heart attack. I would have withdrawal. So I can't do it. Yeah, no, I remember those, man. It's like a disc, looks like a flying thing. It was like orange. I had one of those when I was a little kid, the Aerobie. God, I haven't seen those in like 40 years, man. Oh God! All right, ate a bunch of shrooms, sold some covered calls. Yeah, no, when it works, it works, man. It's hallucinogenics. When they work, they work, and when they go bad, they go really bad. You end up shitting your pants. So, anyway, guys, that's the Tesla stock, I guess. I don't know what the hell that live stream was. Thanks for you guys who stuck around. Thanks, Pete. Thanks, manager. Thanks, you Keko. Thanks, Beach Boy. Thanks, Not a Lurker. I'm not sure if M. Russo is here. I didn't see you. There's not very many people here, guys. Anyway, that's the Tesla stock. Let's see where we're at. Back up to $22. I think the stock's going to push back up today. Nasdaq's back up. Market's looking pretty strong. Of course, like the news, if that the Fed decided not to raise interest rates again, but they do warn of more hikes. But I really think energy prices are going through the roof with everything in the Middle East. I think that's why economy does not need another negative shock right now. Even though, jobs and inflation look strong, there's a lot of weakness, I think, under the surface with real people, too much debt, and a lot of other issues. Just the cost of living is getting very high. Um, anyway, guys, take care. Yeah, thanks, Not a Lurker. Thanks, Pete. Thanks, Manager. Thanks, you, Keko. Peace. Thanks, Piet. Appreciate you being here, Piet Vanderberg. I hope I said that right. Of the Vanderberg family, the Vanderberg Consortium. As you guys know, they used to make those Fabergé eggs, were diamond encrusted. Each one sold for almost $1 billion. Only Oprah Winfrey, Kim Kardashian, and I believe that Spanish lady who's married to that king, I believe they have the only three in existence. So the Piet Vanderberg eggs are very sought after and actually have been floated as a way to cure the debt crisis because each one could be valued at several trillion dollars. Anyway, guys, I'm rambling. Um, Absolutely, man. Don't be afraid to take profits, guys. With SoFi or anything else, or Tesla or whatever, don't be married to your stocks. I mean, if the thing gets overheated and your account is way up and everything in your mind is saying sell the top, don't be a sucker again. Go ahead and sell. Go ahead and take those profits. Go fuck Danny Deals. Fuck SoFi. That big fat bastard doesn't know anything. I'm going to take some profits and go enjoy my life. You do that. Follow your conviction, follow your logic. Your little man inside, he knows what to do. Listen to your little man. Listen to your little man. Don't listen to fat people on the internet. We don't know anything. Little secret, we don't know anything. And we're big idiots and we're huge, huge turds. Thank you, Beach Boy. You are also a big turd. You might be an even bigger turd than me. I see your spirit, and it's huge. Um, anyway, guys, we're all huge turds, but that's okay. Be who you are. Fuck it. Like, life's short, man. Enjoy. Don't spend all your time worrying about bullshit and what other people think of you because let me tell you, they hate you. You're absolutely insufferable. So just come to terms with it and get over it and move on with your lives. Guys, it's un poco mas, motherfuckers. Peace.